What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, we have a juicy one on our hands, guys. It can't not be a juicy one by looking at the title, man. Come on now. It gotta be at least scary or creepy. And we're gonna find out today how good it is. And this is SCP-2912. Clowny Clown. So yo, finally, a clown type SCP. It's been so long, and I'm surprised it took this long for me to run into one. So off rip, you know how clowns could be scary from Jump Street. So just imagine that in the SCP universe, how they're gonna make a twist on this. So yeah, so you can see why I'm excited to go balls deep in this one. So with that being said, if you guys are excited for this reaction and you do enjoy it along the way, please remember to smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow, and it brings more exposure to the channel and the videos I react to. So let's try to get 100 likes on this one within the first 24 hours, guys. That would be awesome. It really will help the channel grow. And also remember, turn on post notifications so you do not miss an upload. A percentage of you guys do have it on, almost 50%, but some of you guys do not have it on. So please, it behooves you to turn them on if you do want to catch these reactions when they drop. It really helps, man. And also, this should be without being said, but I got to. Hit that button, guys. If it still looks red and you didn't smash that sub button, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm telling you. If you enjoy SCP content and you enjoy my reactions, this is the best channel to be on. No one else is doing it like me. So let's just get it done together, guys. So with that being said, there's nothing left to be said. Let's get this show started. Alrighty, Clowny Clown, SCP-2912. Let's go.
Viewer discretion is advised. He wakes up panting, trying to find his breath. The memories of that unfortunate day flood into his room. His half-naked, beaten and bruised body picked and disposed of like a starving street urchin. His back marked by an eerie, clown-like smiley.
What the heck?
And the tortures brought on him by the child breakers, who are without mercy.
The child breakers? That dude looks like a hybrid troll. Like, what the heck?
They pick the most unfortunate ones from the streets, those with no background, no guardians. Then they go down to the smallest inches of their bones and beat it until each bone is crooked and funny enough to make the clowns of the circus. The ultimate gags and cheer for the society, but never to be loved or accepted by them as human, and to be fed on some weird circus beans and purple liquid for a lifetime. That's how they breed an ultimate freak. Ever since his escape from...
Yo, whoa, that is really twisted. So they're basically just mutilated, deformed humans that are these clowns. Wow.
Camperchicos, Josh could never sleep peacefully. The traumas of the past haunted him, even though it was decades ago.
Decades? Your bones look okay. I'm surprised you don't look all mangled up. Like, for real. It looks like you just got beat up, but his hands still look fine. His face looks fine, besides not having sleep. But still.
And he was an adult now. But all these freaks brought together to put on a show of their miseries had a price to be paid by the town. 20 years later, it was all starting again. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation neutralized object, SCP-2912. SCP-2912 designates 3 roughly humanoid organisms resembling typical circus clowns.
Only 3.
All of them had undergone severe and varied corporeal and psychological augmentation. With black and white skin, forming horizontal stripes around its body, SCP-2912-1 resembles an air-filled balloon, able to transport itself through the air, with its only vocalization being the sound of party horns. SCP-2912-2 had yellow skin covered in red polka dots.
He literally looks like a human pepperoni pizza. Honestly.
Standing at 2.56 meters tall, with no eyes and a bulbous red nose.
Oh my god.
It could produce music from its asymmetrical and disjointed body. Lastly, the SCP-2912-3 is similar to the other 2, with its face paint being its natural appearance. However, it can produce cream pies seemingly out of thin air.
Oh wow.
Not just that, but he vocalizes only with shriek laughter, and can trigger uncontrollable laughter among the listeners that can last from 6 to 32 hours.
Joker-esque.
Along with the clowns, a person of interest who calls himself Dick C. Normus, designated as POI 4569, was also found during the Foundation's raid on a fairground that had hosted Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting.
Okay, I was seeing the similarities. I was like, this setup reminds me of the SCP Motor Mouth. And yeah, I know if you guys want me to cover the circus SCP of like the Fuller Circus, whatever, I'll probably do that in the near future, so stay tuned for that.
It was the 10th of May, 1998. The town was finally witnessing cheerful moments of relief. The carnival was all cheery, except for the abominations of Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting. To Josh, it was discomforting that it was just hopeless clowns performing for the sake of money. It was not long that Josh noticed the Foundation investigators arriving at the carnival.
I got so happy.
He reached out to them and was informed about the hunt for clown breeders. Upon hearing the name, Josh turned pale.
Uh-oh.
Before he could manage to collect his thoughts, one of the personnel shouted, "There! That tent!" They started running towards the tent. But what happened next made him doubt reality.
Bro.
The tents they were approaching started disappearing one after another, until one last tent was remaining, in which the clowns and Dick C. Normus were found.
Was he trying to hide them?
Josh has escaped from the circus, and eventually joined the Foundation as a transferred child abduction expert 20 years later.
Wow, impressive. Yo, you don't see that all the time. Victims from past SCP actually getting developed and grown with the SCP Foundation at a young age. That's actually kind of cool.
He has been sent specifically to assist in the wake of recent disappearances of children. The disappearances started exactly 6 weeks ago, with the first child getting abducted being a 9-year-old from the Candy Carnival in West Wonderville. What started as a usual case of abduction soon spiraled into something way more sinister as it started multiplying. More and more children started disappearing from different carnivals throughout the town, with the most alarming thing being no follow-up calls to ask for any kind of ransom. The investigation was conducted by Josh.
They're clowns now.
Upon questioning 4569 about his role, he revealed that he worked as what was called the clown breeder for Herman Fuller, the boss of the Circus of the Disquieting.
Wow. So he was an underling of Herman. Okay, got it.
Further investigating, Josh asked, "What is this profession about?" To which 4569 described, "Well, in the real old days, you didn't have no breeders. Back then, the best we had was child breakers." Josh shuddered at the words child breakers.
Okay, so he wasn't in that generation of being a child breaker. He was within the generation of being a child breeder where they used those drinks. Okay, so they were just talking about how they did it back in the day. Because I was like, this guy looks completely fine. All his bones are not broken or anything. Dang. At least they changed their methods, because that first method is cruel as hell.
4569 seemed to notice. He grinned and continued speaking. "The good old days when people used to laugh and get entertained by the Laughing Man, Turtle Boy. Hell, the Inside Out Girl are all gone now. They need designer clowns now, and I give Mr. Fuller the world-class clowns.
Bro.
Would you see these not-so-funny freaks? They are not even good business, let alone lucrative. These numbskulls can't even pull off a good show. But Mr. Fuller and I have decided something big for the next carnival. More young clowns fashioned our way."
How are you going to do that captive in the SCP Foundation, for one? And two, does he not remember Josh at all? Like, I know he's grown up and everything, but it seems like he doesn't recognize that he was a previous clown that you had under your belt, you know?
"You will see very identical faces, sir, mostly from your own town. This carnival will be something that will..." Suddenly, a loud thud and bang were heard across the room. Josh immediately got onto his phone and connected to the personnel in charge. "Sir, the clowns have exploded on their own, and there's blood and confetti and some kind of black liquid all over their rooms." Upon hearing those words, Josh turned pale. 4569 cocked his head to one side and let out a chuckle. "Oh, look at that. What's wrong, Josh? Something's wrong? Did the clowns explode or something? What did you do to them?" By then, 4569 had turned angry and said, You fellas forgot to milk the clowns, didn't you?
Milk?
Way to ruin a decade of work, you idiots. As Josh turned to leave.
Bro, so they need that to survive or they'll blow up? Milk? Yo, and for one, Josh shouldn't be on this case. I know he specializes in child abductions and stuff, but I'm sure this case will like trigger, memories, and he might relapse into certain traumas that he had in his past. That would be pretty dangerous. I don't know why he's legit on this, but I mean, I know it's probably for the animation, but logically speaking, it wasn't the right move.
4569 said to him, "Hope life outside the circus is treating you well, Josh."
He knows.
That last remark sent chills down Josh's bones. It seemed that his past would catch up to him wherever he goes and haunt him forever. The matter was yet to be understood, and the subject was interviewed but failed to deliver the required information. 7 months later, on the 25th of December, the surveillance camera inside POI 4569's room recorded an unidentified individual entering the cell. It appears muscular, but further details are obscured by a cloud of smoke, which permeated the cell via the anomalous doorway. "About time you got here. Is that a smile or a frown? I can never tell with you. A liability? Come on. I'm the best clown breeder you got, and Mr. Fuller knows it."
Oh, it's not
and
Mr.
then
Fuller.
POI 4569 was heard crying for help, but security personnel were unable to reach him in time. Soon enough, all that had become a long-forgotten memory as the cases died down once again. The crowd cheered as
that one big-ass dude killed him? What the hell? I thought he was there to save him. He legit said, "Hey, it's about time." The heck?
The mayor of Wonderville took the stage. He waited for the applause to settle down before he welcomed the people to the grand opening of a brand new chain of carnivals. In the distance appears tents of the circus with hideous clown-like figures seen laughing manically, sharpening their axes. The words are heard. "The show must not stop. The clowning must go on. We will come to get you too."
You're kidding me, I don't like carnivals. Got me fucked up.
Remember to check out my new...
Dang, okay, at least that ending wasn't too, weird. It seems pretty normal. It seems like it fits, for the story. But, oh man, I wish I could see more about these SCPs and the clowns itself. Like always, these animations don't tell you the whole story. I definitely would want to know more about, the pills and the kind of milk that they drink and why they blow up if they don't drink said milk. And yeah, just a lot. This SCP was really cool, let alone it being about clowns, which is kind of scary in itself, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was more interesting and it brought back more other SCPs that I'm definitely going to dive deep in the future. And I'm surprised that Motor Mouth didn't make a cameo. That would have been kind of cool. But anyway, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, please remember to smash that like button. Let's get it done, 100 likes, and also hit that bell so you can stay plugged for each and every upload. And remember to smash the sub button and you can come along for the journey. So with all out the way, unfortunately, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one.